Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today is a what's on my desk, and I'm going to show you a few flip throughs and the next journal, large journal that I'm going to do. And it's going to be a full-fledged step-by-step journal. I've been, doing a lot of flip throughs lately, and I know you like to see things in progress, so that's what this will be. So let me get this out of the way, and I'll go through it in a second. And we're going to look at a couple more paper bag journals and a large journal. Well, not really large, but it's a pretty good size, about 3/4 of an inch. It's Hortensia by Stamperia. And I still had that book down there. I always love these ladies. This one, and there's another lady. I think I used her before on something else. I did use a little bit of this lace border with a little bit of ribbon in it. As you can see, I've got the beautiful Stamperia paper on here. I've got a hitch ball fastener as well. And I want to thank everybody for coming to visit and seeing what I had to show you today. I really need to get on to that alphabet challenge. There's another letter that's came up now, an L. I never did do the K. I'm still thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out. I'll probably be like paper crafting with Miss Tommy. She said she may come back to this one if she can ever figure out what to do. And then letter L is lighthouse. That's one of my favorite things in the world is a lighthouse. So I'm sure to find something cool to do with that. All right. So I've got an eyelet back here with a string in it, pretty bright pink that'll go with this. It had a lot of words on the inside of the front page, so they're all throughout here. Whatever pages I had left and any of the ephemera that I may have had. It says, real beauty is to be true to oneself. And I love the purples. That's why this is one of my favorites. I had this before and I did something with it, the pad itself. This is a flip up that I just kind of creased the top and it could be written on the back. And then this is what is in here. Hortensia is, I thought it was the lady's name, but it's got like a definition for Hortensia. It's almost like it's, I don't know, like a description of something. That's in a French or something, so I can't read it. But I think it's in here somewhere else. But I have this, everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. It has a lot of beautiful hydrangeas. That's what you see here, this flower. Lots of butterflies are in here. It's got sort of a floral theme, gardening theme, so it's real pretty for a lady, maybe, somebody that likes the flowers. Now, this is the lady you can get her in a big size, like the lady out here, and I've used her on things before. I think she's gorgeous. She reminds me of a 20s, 1920s flapper kind of girl. Here we go. This is actually from another... It was from another digital paper pad or something that I had, and I just stuck it in here. It sort of has the same colors. There's a dragonfly with BU. And I picked papers from another paper pad, like this one's Hortensia from Stamperia, and then some of these are my own, like this one. I actually had t-shirt paints from... ages ago now, people. Ages. But what I did, and they had a metallic sheen to them. So what I did is I squirted it in like a little pan of water, and I dipped my papers into it. And that's what I got. I laid them to dry out in in the grass. That's why you got the little grass impressions here. Let your dreams blossom. And it had like a little bird cage that was mixed in. So I've got a few little collages in throughout. Now here was another color. This is sort of a copper color. And I think I had dipped it into maybe another color before that. I'm not sure. Some of them I did double dip. There's just one of the regular papers. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. I've seen that phrase in quite a few different things. Here's that beautiful basket again. And see, it's got sort of like a postcard laying there, so I thought that postal theme would work into this as well. This is so pretty. It looks like a lake by a shore. Now, I didn't have any really tall tags that were in here. Most of them are just these little ones that came with the kit. Like one of the pages was nothing but tags. So I kind of just put them in there. And the back page was like a bunch of cut aparts. So those got put in here as well. So I just picked colors that went with the kit colors. And here's one. I just had like an extra piece there from something else. And that. Butterflies come to pretty flowers. And then those pieces, like I said, I usually will cut off the 3 inches to make this like a, oh no, well, 3.5 probably, to make this an 8.5 size paper this way. So those pieces that I cut off, I usually will make them into a pocket. Here's flowers are like friends. They bring color to your world. This was a big 12 by 12, and it was like totally framed with this beautiful edge on it, had memories across it. But unless you used it for like a scrapbook, a huge scrapbook, you always had to cut it down. But I did as good as I could there to get the full benefit of the colors and decoration. This is a doily that I dyed, and I think the color was that denim blue, so it kind of went with the other colors here really well. Beauty is truth. And then we have our bird. It escaped his bird cage. And you're seeing some of the other ones still in here. This is one signature. I can't remember how many pages is in it. Here's a couple more tags that went into here. I've got beauty is power, a smile is its sword. So far, I haven't seen that definition. Life is the flower for which love is the honey. And then this is a side tuck. I think this was, I had cut this off of one of the pages from something I did before. So I just kind of put it in here as a side tuck. So it can have like a large tag or tuck or something. I love these. I had a little strip at the end of one of my pages that had these tiles on it. So I put it there so it would blend in with this really well. And here's the center. Dreams are illustrations from the book your soul is writing about you. Okay. This was actually a cut apart, and I put it over here. There's that little birdhouse, bird cage. This was from another paper pad. Oh, it was that same one that I showed you before. It was like the top edge of something, and I'll usually take and make tags out of that if I don't make a pocket. And this is just that rest of that little towel edge, and I just glued it on there where it's a tuck. Follow your dreams, they know the way, and a beautiful thing is never perfect. Flowers don't tell, they show. So this will be a nice inspirational journal for somebody. The earth laughs in flowers. And this could be used for something to tuck in. I just didn't put anything in it. Here's that beautiful girl again. And there's the butterfly. Now, I was going to get in here and do a stencil. I've got that Harlequin stencil. And I just didn't do it. I thought maybe I would do it, but I still haven't really decided. I don't know if I wanted to do more. I thought maybe it had enough going for it. Every flower blooms in its own way or own time. That's what I try to do. I try to find things that repeat and that will tie everything in together. Here's that little bird cage. And there's a pretty one with the basket. Every flower is a soul blossoming in nature. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. See that real bright glitter? Made a real pretty design. And here are the 2 tags that are in this one. I think it's a little it almost reminds me of cherries, but it's not. And this is a double flip. Now these are the 4 that will come on a page, and I only had 3. I must have used the 4th one for something. So this one flips up and you've got that writing area. This one will flip down and you have a writing area there, and then you got that pretty back design. So this is more of a, I guess, a writing journal than it is for you to tuck anything in it, but it still has quite a bit of pockets, so good to know. All right, and I was saving to do a journal on Indians and Native Americans, you know, so I don't know that I had enough, so I went ahead and just made a paper bag journal out of it. Now I had a thing of stickers from the was it the Dollar Tree? No, I think I got those at Michael's. So I have a thing of stickers in here. And then I had a little pad or paper that had rub-ons on it. So that's where all these come from. Now this background, and it'll have cactuses on it too. I have 2 papers that had cactus. This orange one is another. Those were from an old traveling paper pad that I got at Michael's ages and ages ago. Well, I made a journal out of it, and then this is what I had left, so I thought I would use it for something in the West. And this turned out just right. Now, I also went to Hobby Lobby and got, like, I think they were usually like $1.24 when they mark them down. It's like a shell or something. It's real pretty. But it's got a couple of arrows on there and a little ball. But I just put an eyelet in there with my little machine and a big jump ring. And I put that on the front. I thought that was cute. Here is also a couple of little cards that also came out of that same old paper pad. And I also had a trim, because usually in those pads you'll have one page it's like all stripes of some kind of pattern. And that's where this come from. So I made a pocket out of this as well. I just don't ever put anything in a pocket, it seems like. Here's a little pair of moccasins. And then I had a couple of these, and I don't know where I got them. I got the other one further back. But here's the other rub-ons. I just thought it turned out pretty cute. And what is in here to write on are more of that same kind of paper I had left over. This was from something I got way, way back from HSN. And you're supposed to be either coloring it with these certain pencils, but I just decided to put it in here white and leave it as is. Now Wayne gave me these. He had been doing some prints, stampings, so I went ahead and used those. This is another big pocket here. Notes. And then there's a little, what do you call that? A drum? Medicine drum. Here's Wigwam Motel. I almost made a side tuck out of it and decided not to. I think that says all good things are wild and free. My things didn't quite come out right. Here's another pocket and another one of those. And this was from the same thing with the hat on the front. Had pretty little jewels on it. And then there's this page. Now this could be written on. There's another thing from Wayne. And there is a pot that was from that same sticker pad. And more rub-ons. And that's second dream catcher. So, and then I decorated a little bit on the back here. So there's that. And then we have this one, which is a mermaid. I actually should have done the eyelet a little further over this way because he's always falling off. But I think Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy sent me all these things. I'm not sure what she got them from. This was a stamping of a mermaid, and I colored her in to try to get the colors to match with what's over here. I don't know if Tommy had like a, whatever you call it, a digital, a paper pad, something that had the Voyage Beneath the Sea. It had stamps, like there's a blue crab. And I used this paper pad that I've got that's got the, like the metallic. And I used the blue, purple, green combination. And I've also got an orange one in here. And this is an octopus. I think Wayne sent me this in his Happy Mail. I think that's where I got that. Now over here I've only got 2 of these tags in here, which are kind of cool. And then I made pockets out of some of the things. And here is just, that's just like a little tag. But here is something that was in that same bunch of stuff that Tommy sent me. I love you more than all the fish in the sea. And there's a beautiful seahorse. It's got sort of a steampunky theme to this too. Now I picked some of the orange to go in here as well because of that same shade being throughout. And that's kind of what's down in here for them to journal on. And this is from Wayne. He did a bunch of stamped fish for me one time. And I said it's the perfect spot for them. Perfect spot for them to be in. And there's one of them little dumbbell diver guys. And another little card to write on. This is a very small little card. Got a pretty little seahorse there. And this this octopus, he's wearing the hat. Over here is a big fish and a mermaid. What's that? For the secret of the sea and the heart of the great ocean sends a thrilling, and then sends a thrilling, I don't know what. Over here, I just put one of these little circles that I had because it had a blue side on it. And then another fish. I used everything she sent me, these little trims, everything. And here's another little card to write on. Another little tag. And I love you more than all the fish in the sea again. And then I think she sent me these dolphin pieces. They were like a piece from like a wall trim. And I just kind of cut it out to where he kind of looks like he's riding the wave right there in this really purple wave area. Here is another deep sea diver. There's with the grommet or gear. Not sure what to call it. And see this little piece here? I almost got a gold pin to make that look like a tail coming out of the like a splashing out of the water, but I didn't. Actually, my 2 metallic pins kind of gave up on me. Alright, so let me get my big bunch of stuff here. Now, here's one of my pouches. This is one of the biggest pouches I got left. I've not got much left over there, guys. But it's Oriental. I'll go through that in a minute. I'm going to show you the main attraction here, which is the Sir Vagabond in Japan. Now, this also has a bit of a steampunk. I don't think I did it on purpose, but there's gears on everything. Here's gears in her hair, gears in the dragon. It's just, but it's sort of a travel theme book as well. So I've been in here and I've done something with it because I have a few items that are cut out. Like here. It's a big hole. And so here's a bunch of sayings and trims, a few things of trims. Here's Sir Vagabond. And it's got kind of a cool look to it. Now, I tried to pick papers out that had to do with these colors here. So I've got the maroon, I've got the, I think I had a brown, I have a black, I think the blues, we've got a dragon boat here, and a dragon in the sky. Now, I can't stand to cut any of these, as you know. So everything is going to be on a 12 by 6 inch size, because then we'll score them right down the middle and fold them in half. And that's exactly how I'm going to do them. Now, as you can see here, there's a little bit of pink that'll come into play with something I've got over here, because I think the cherry blossoms are a very big thing to them. So here we go. Ooh. I've got a bunch of cherry blossoms and willows there. What do you call it? Pagoda? I've got a pagoda. And I guess that's a map. And then that's the back side. And then here's that, the 4 cut apart things that I'll usually make flip ups or flip outs with. So that's what I'm sure to do that. Make with that. I don't think I could get it in a pocket because it's usually 6 inches. Even if I cut it to that edge, that's over 5.5. I don't know that that would work in a pocket. So unless I do a tuck, that may be the only way I could use it if I wanted to do it that way. And it's got kind of a cool back. Those lanterns. There's the dragon. It's got sort of a dark look to it, but I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I know red is one of their good colors that it's kind of a traditional color. And here is a fish. He's an odd looking fish, but he's got a gear on him too. And then there's a kind of an overall background. And this, I guess this is like a volcano, and yeah. I guess that's a ocean wave. And here's sort of the words, the letters of their alphabet. Now this, I guess, is sort of a tag page, a bookmark, and other kind of figurines. I guess you could cut those to be tags as well. I really like that background there. That's cool. It's all these little tags. And then here is a map. And I like this one. It's got the bamboos. That'll come into play with something I got on the paper pad or papers back here. And then here's the cut aparts. So that is the Stamperia pad that I'm going to be using up to go in this. And I have some papers here to show you. Now these I'll show you last. This was actually, what was like that wall stick mount stuff. I got it at the Dollar Tree. And I had used it on something, and I had this left over because I think the piece was really long. It's like almost 2 feet. So I saved this piece because of the blooms. It reminded me of something. And so I just kind of put this edge on it because it wasn't quite big enough. And here's like the bamboo. It's like the tiles or something. I think that's on the roof. Or that's bamboo shoots. I wasn't sure which. So that's what I've fixed up. I've got the green on there as well. Here is a piece of paper from a different paper pad, but I like the blooms. They sort of reminded me. And the colors work. Here were papers that are one-sided. They're white on the other side. So I glued 2 of them together. So we've got another one here that's got like a brown. So these are colors that are through the Sir Vagabond paper pad. And they will work together really well. There's blue, and then that's sort of a scroll. That kind of reminded me of the dragon, you know. Here's a green. It almost looks like a plant leaf in a way, or like the bamboo shoots, if you look at it real careful. And then I've got a blue on that side. So those are the papers that I picked. Now this here, I'm not sure who sent me this thing, but they sent me this little book. And it's, I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese, but it's got these little papers in it. And I was going to just kind of put them on a page, but I'd really decided, well, and they're very brittle too. They're very easy to rip and everything else. So I decided to glue them together to make a 12 by 12. And so I glued 6 together, and then I also did another page where I glued 6 together and put them, glued them against each other, because it was so brittle. I was afraid if you took it and went to turn the page or whatever, that it would just crumble. Now this gives it a little more stability, and you also, if a little bit crumbles off, it will add to the edge or the antiqueness of it. Now I've got 3 of them that I made up for that, and that's I think it's about 8 pages over there in the Sir Vagabond I'm going to be using, and then I've got, I don't know how many here. I thought it was either 8 to 10. So it's going to have a pretty good amount in it. Now here's that little book. Like I said, I can't remember who sent that to me. I'm sorry. I usually try to give everybody credit where credit is due. Now this is a sticker. Where did I get this sticker? Did I get it from Michael's or Hobby Lobby? I got it somewhere. Main Street Wall Creations. It may have been Walmart, for all I know, because it's supposed to go on the wall. So what I'm going to do is take one of those plain papers over there, and I'm going to put this on top of it. I may have enough for 2, because it looks like I got one on one side and one on the other. So that will get put there. It kind of is supposed to remind you of the water lily, because I think fish, carp, water lilies, they're supposed to be symbolic items. Now these are from Crafty Cat, I believe. I had this this one digital that I got from her about the same time I was doing the abandoned house journal. I think that came from one of those digitals I had at that time. This is from Hobby Lobby, and it even tells you what each one of these mean. So I'll just put these little stickers all throughout my journal. This was from an old Stamperia pad, and I just kept it. It kind of has an Oriental look to it. So I'm trying to think how I want to use it. I don't know if I'll just kind of score it and stick it into the edge, and the majority will stick out and be able to fold. It'll be something along those lines. I don't know where I got some of these things. These are like little pieces maybe Tommy sent me. Here is one that's got some more of that writing on it. Maybe that's the wrong way. I don't know. So I'll decorate a collage or a cluster or something with that. This reminds me of something Oriental. Like I said, I think that's from Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy. Now I got this actually from Japan. Somebody sent me a letter. And they were over there and they sent it to me. And this was the year of the rabbit. So I thought maybe I could use that in there somehow. I have little leftover pieces of a napkin that I used, and I don't know, I might be able to use those somehow. These I got long ago, and I can't even tell you where. They're white on the back, and maybe I can decorate up a page or something like a background with them. And then here is, I don't know if Wayne sent me that. It may have been. I don't know. Whoever had that had that little book and sent me is the same person that sent me this, because that's that little paper. Here is a piece that I made a while back, and it had like roses and almost like cherry blossom look to it. So I thought that might be good. I don't know if I'm going to glue this down to make this a tuck. This is to go in the signature right here. So it'll go in to the book like that. It's a little smaller than, you know, the 12 high, but it'll be all right. And so what it has is it's got these two large pockets here. See if I can go in and out on them. That's got a little bird nest. And then out here, I got these little pockets with this. And each one has something a little different on it, but they're all about the same kind of things. Some kind of flower. That one's got, deep in their roots, all flowers keep the light. And then I had this strip that I put in here, and then these letters. This was from Floral Alphabet from Stamperia. And that's probably where all the rest of these came from. Now this, is this my hidden, I think it's the thing I call a hidden, a hidden writing place. What did I call that? But you don't know it's there unless you flip it up. And it's all this place you can write. Now, this paper came from Miss Kyung, who goes by Ren now. But she had made all this handmade paper at one point. And I thought that would be perfect for this as well. Yeah, I can't remember how that's supposed to work. But anyway, I thought the colors would go really well with this. I've got a napkin with sort of an Oriental look to it because it's gold and kind of stylized that way. And then I've got a little stamp pad, which, since my papers are glued back to back, I think I may be able to stamp and not have them mess up like they usually do on a thin piece of paper, and you stamp and it goes through. I've got bamboo here, which is cool. There's a lantern with the cherry blossoms. You got the little geisha girl. They got the fans and sort of a whatever. You got a fan down here as well. So it's really got a lot of different things on here you can use and decorate throughout. All right. Well, the next time we get together is going to be us decorating up the big pages, all the pages that I have over there. So we're going to do something to them to decorate them up to go in this journal. And I hope you come back and visit me again and see what I've got in store for us for the pages. And I hope everybody has a great, great day. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.